Welcome friends, Nilesh Gandhi here from Laptop Care. Again I am back with one interesting case study for a particular model. Before proceeding, just want to say a few words about our case study videos. Here we give case study explanation where you can learn any laptop board repair with step-by-step solution. We try to explain each step in depth and how we perform troubleshooting. And also you will get to know how to explore schematic and board view for a board for troubleshooting or repairs. Thank you friends, before proceeding for case study, I would like to introduce a new venture in Laptop Care for freshers and newbie who want to learn laptop repairs from beginning, that is with zero knowledge. So herewith I am presenting online laptop training from Laptop Care, wherein you can learn technology with confidence, step by step knowledge sharing and explanation, practical steps and solution for each theory we explain. This course is from beginner to advanced, which is most important thing, so that a layman also can make his career in laptop repair fields. And this sessions will be interactive sessions. Wherever possible, we'll give quiz and some homework for each student for revision, so that they will have interest in learning and explore their knowledge, what they have gained out of that particular session. And definitely we are providing a lifetime support for BIOS, schematic, board view in our group, especially for our students, and they don't have to go out for searching proper BIOS, schematic or board view, and they can focus on their work instead of wasting their time and energy on searching these particular things. So we are ready to help friends. If you are interested, please ping me on Telegram or WhatsApp, as my numbers and ID is given. Friends, before beginning final case study explanation, it's my humble request to all my friends, please subscribe my channel, please like my videos and give your valuable feedback in comment section. It's highly appreciable. And definitely if you have any query, you can leave a message in comment box, or you can leave your message in our support group in Telegram or WhatsApp. Friends, today's case study is for Apple MacBook Air A1465. The front side of board for this particular laptop is as shown. Problem in the laptop when it arrived to me was a no display problem, and it was not turning on even via power button on the laptop. So let's find out what is the problem with this particular model. Many a times this no display issue is because of some common reason. One of the common reason is missing supply on the board. It can be a one supply or it can be a multiple, and that we need to check thoroughly. Here we can see the exact board part number, which is 820-00164-A. So let's proceed with the diagnosis. On connecting this particular laptop to a DC supply, we found a standby current consumption of 47 milliamps, which you can see on the screen as shown. The current is only 47 milliamps. This standby current consumption is lower than a normal standby consumption, so which was not looking right, and we need to check it why it is low. So we have decided to measure the voltages across all available coils on board, and it was observed that one coil was not having any volt, and the coil belongs to CPU core voltage, so it's a CPU supply coil, and as shown in DMM it was 0.00 volt. So indeed we decided to check CPU power management IC on schematic and board view for its location. On schematic we found CPU power management IC with its location U7200 as shown, and it was ISL 95826 HRZ. This CPU power management IC is having a signal to enable CPU core voltage. On checking the pin number 1 of U7200, it is observed that there was no voltage on pin number 1. It was 0.0 volt on multimeter, hence there is no turn on signal from this IC for CPU core voltage generation. This was the location of pin number 1 on schematic, and we are not getting this particular voltage on the IC. So this is a common problem in many cases for this type of laptops, and we have seen this fault many times. So we have decided to go ahead and find out the reason for this particular issue. Here we can see U7200 pin 1 receives CPU VR enable signal only when CPU outputs this particular signal from its F60 pin, which in turns received when CPU get CPU underscore VCC ST underscore power good, and then only this CPU VR enable at pin number 1 will receive its signal. Now let's find out CPU underscore VCC ST power good signal from where it is generated. Here in schematic we found CPU underscore VCC ST underscore power good PWRGD signal, which is directly generated via U1930, and this particular CPU underscore VCC ST underscore PWRGD was showing 0.0 volt, and all underscore sys underscore power good at pin number 2 of U1930 was showing only 0.10 volt, which is very low, and this indicates that all underscore sys underscore pg is not at particular required level. So we'll need to find out from where this particular signal comes from to U1930, and we can find out the solution. As shown in multimeter, we can see this all underscore sys underscore pwrgd is showing only 0.10 volt, which is very low, and we need to find the origin of this particular signal to U1930. While searching origin of all sys power good signal, we came to the location Q8150 on schematic, and we found that pin number 4 is output for all sys power good in this particular IC, and we must have 3.3 volt at pin number 4, which is all sys power good. And to get desired output, this Q1 MOSFET must be in off condition for our desired output at pin number 4. And to put this MOSFET in off condition, we need to find out how this 3 internal transistor works and how to conduct this transistor so that we get desired output at pin number 4. And this working principle indicates we must have proper knowledge of how semiconductor works, how BJT works, and how MOSFET works. If you don't know this theory, then it will be difficult for us to find out our desired output voltage at pin number 4. Now let's find out what is the situation of all the internal transistors Q2, Q3, Q4 and its base, which are the pin number 1, 5 and 7. If we want 3.3 volt output at this all sys power good signal for pin number 4, which is necessary, this particular MOSFET Q1 should be in off condition, and to put this MOSFET off condition, the gate should be low. To make this gate low, we must have all the 3 transistors in on status. If this all 3 transistors are on, then we will have a low signal at gate of Q1. And as this NPN transistor, all 3 are NPN transistor BJTs. As from semiconductor theory, we know that the base of transistor must have more than 0.7 volt to turn the transistor on. So before proceeding further, we must check the voltages at pin number 1, 5 and 7, which are the bases of transistor Q2, Q3 and Q4. On measuring voltages at pin 1, 5 and 7 respectively for transistor Q4, Q2 and Q3, we found that the voltages on base as shown. On pin number 1, it was 0.77 volt for transistor Q4. On pin number 7, it was 0.24 volt for transistor Q3, and for transistor Q2 it was 1.10 volt on its base. So as we have discussed about semiconductor theory, we know that to turn on the transistor we need at least 0.7 volt on its base, and here on Q3, the base of Q3 at pin number 7 was only 0.24 volt, which was not fulfilling the required condition for this particular internal transistor. And this particular transistor base was driven via signal PP3V3 underscore S0 as shown here, and through a voltage divider R8158 and 8159. Here in circuit, pin 7 of Q8150 gets its voltage from PP3V3 underscore S0 via a voltage divider R8158 and 8159 as shown in picture. Here PP3V3 S0 is only 0.775 volts, and via voltage divider at this junction it only becomes 0.24 volt, which is very low, and it will not able to turn on this transistor Q3. Hence in turn the path will not be completed and we will not get our desired all-sys power good at required level. So we need to find out the origin of PP3V3 S0 and check. While searching for the origin of PP3V3 underscore S0, we came to the point at IC U8030 where PP3V3 underscore S0 underscore FET underscore or underscore R is the origin for PP3V3 underscore S0. Here also at this junction we measured voltage of 0.77 volt, which is a low voltage, and hence in turn that PP3V3 underscore S0 is also 0.77 volt as we have seen in the previous slide. Before proceeding further, we checked the impedance at this pin with respect to ground and it was 388. So this impedance was okay, and we can confirm that this particular MOSFET is not short or leaky. So we need to check the origin of this PP3V3 underscore S0 underscore FET underscore R, and we found that this voltage is converted from a signal PP3V3 underscore S5 via this U8030 IC. As shown here U8030, the working principle of U8030 is very simple. It has two input voltages, enable and output. Input at A2 B2 is PP3 V3 underscore S5 at this particular pins, and this on pin, that is a C2 pin, which is enable for this particular IC U8030, is P3V3 S0 underscore EN, and hence in turn it generates our desired output PP3V3 underscore S0 underscore FET underscore R. So if input voltage is proper and if enable signal is proper, then we must get our desired output at this output point. So here we have measured input voltages and we found input is okay as 3.3 volt, enable is okay at 3.3 volt, but the desired output was measured is only 0.77 volt. So it is confirmed this IC is damaged from inside, and we need to cross check it by replacing this particular IC. Here as shown, we have removed a faulty U8030 IC and we have replaced it with a new one, and bingo, output PP3V3 underscore S0 underscore FET underscore R becomes 3.3 volt from 0.77 volt, and board is okay now. Friends, after replacing U8030, the board becomes okay and our problem is solved, and you can check the display appear on the screen. Now board is working fine, laptop is working fine totally. Friends, here I am concluding my case study, and before conclusion, I hope you friends like my video for this particular case study and you gain some knowledge out of it which will helpful to you to repair this kind of problem. And if you want more and more such case studies, please give your valuable feedback in comment box. So friends, here I am concluding my case study, and I would like to request all my friends, if you want to be in touch with us and want to communicate, share your queries, questions, you can join our Telegram groups. Here for communicating and interacting, we have support group, that is LCM support group. For all kind of laptop, desktop repair tools, we have a channel called Repair Tools. And if you want to have shortcuts, informations, latest news, you can join our channel LCM Helping Hand, or you can WhatsApp me on this particular number for your queries. So thank you friend, have a good day and learn something new every day. Bye.